Brooke said you guys are all up here having a meeting.
Yeah, apparently the key issue has not been fixed.
Oh, he doesn't have any more replacement keys.
Oh, I got my keys back from him, but then someone else swiped my DOJ keys.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Just coming downstairs to see if I could access the mailbox with my city hall keys.
You can't. I was just down there trying to see if the governor wrote back or if there's any new info that I can give to Riley.
So you don't have access to it either?
Oh no, I have all my keys. My key ring is fine. But you cannot access the City Hall mailbox with your City Hall key. You still need the DOJ key.
So you have both of your keys?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get that fixed?
I made sure the maintenance workers were aware because I did have an issue with my key ring. Like, my City Hall key was jammed, and it was, like, really weird. Like, I can use my DOJ keys and my Creamery keys, but I could not unjam my City Hall key. It was very annoying. Like, once I stuck it in the lock, that's it. I can't use it for the rest of the day.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to speak to maintenance and see if they can find my keys.
It kind of seems like it's a frequent thing.
So the way he came down to PD, like I said, Saturday night, I want to
Oh,
say, and
well, let me
he
unlock.
turned himself in,
Yeah,
and
I learned
we
that
had to
last
tell
night.
him like he had
Gotta knock.
no because there's paperwork issues.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a burger?
Yes, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Where was I? Yes, so Commander Sky gave herself a voluntary suspension. Um, I then spoke at length with the Chief Justice. He has asked for the internal affairs investigation to be completed within 7 days and a report put on his desk. He has also
Okay.
asked that we argue the point as to why he's claiming overreach by your department.
All right.
That's his claim. I believe I have a Kelly gave me a copy. It might be in my locker downstairs. Kelly, the documentation that Chief Justice asked you to hand to me,
Mm-hmm.
was that the sole copy, or do you have another copy on you? I
No,
may
that was
still
the
have
only
it on me.
copy he gave me.
That's okay.
Hmm. What's the deadline for us to file a motion for oral arguments against or for the against the stay?
Yeah, here you go. Give you this. You may have to stand up for me. So,
Oh, no worries.
there you go.
The executive order appears to exceed statutory authority of the Los Santos mayor and has no constitutional basis or support for support. It's not even constitutionally written that they even have a way to get rid of the sheriff. There's no relief the Constitution should be supplying for the deputies that required relief.
This is correct. And I think what it has allowed a lot of people to realise is that the Constitution is simply not up to where it should be. And if you would obviously be entitled to seek other counsel out with myself in regards to this, but certainly my advice would be that there is enough argument there to unpause this and allow it to go through. There is precedent shown that even if it's not written, it can still be used. And I'm more than happy to argue that. I've found a McCulloch versus Maryland 1819 Supreme Court ruling that shows us clear principle that what we did was correct and within your powers. But he has put a stay on it at the moment. I did ask him in regards to an immediate hearing in regards to hearing me out, but he, I believe, wants to do it over the weekend.
Is he requesting that the IA investigation be?
So we've got 7 days for the IA report to go in. I would like to think, however, we won't need it based on the arguments that I think I have. I would love to run through them with you at some stage later once I've got my head around it all. It's not something that I've ever seen before. Ultimately, it's not something I've ever had to deal with before. So still trying to get my head around it myself. But I do believe that with that Supreme Court ruling, we have an argument, and certainly not overreach by yourself. There's also an argument by overreach from the Chief Justice for putting a stop to this. And that is simply because our Constitution is not worth the paper it's written on. There is no way to govern any head of department.
Yeah, that is correct, except this office.
Bridges at EMS will be in the same boat. He is basically untouchable.
Yeah, I was reading it. There are no sections other than the city council and this office that are regulated in any way to remove or to appoint.
And what blows my mind, Mayor, is I believe the grey area comes from you are the mayor of Los Santos, not the state of San Andreas. So the city limits is your area.
Yep.
And I think this is where the grey area becomes that, technically speaking, and this is not advice of what to do, you, within your powers as mayor of Los Santos, could ban the sheriff's department from the city limits and set up the LSPD, and nobody would ever think that was overreach. But you can't, according to what's happening here, you're overreaching by replacing the sheriff, which in my mind is crazy and worth the argument in regards to the fact that we need to get this executive order back effective.
Yeah, so there's two things that I look at: the history and tradition of the nation, which will easily find that there has been historic instances where the mayor had to relieve the chief of police or police entity at the top of their department. That's historically already happened. Then the question then becomes, what is the reach of the executive? Currently, it's not stated in the Constitution that there is or isn't the executive power to write an executive order. Because it's not written, they can't stop it, nor can they tell me I can do it. It's a constitutional gray area that has not been tested by the courts. And the way the Constitution works is it can't account for every situation or case study or use case in existence. What happens is someone is aggrieved, in this case the sheriff's department, the deputies in the sheriff's department are aggrieved. They look to the Constitution for relief and for guidance. And that's what the Constitution's for. Currently, it does not give them guidance nor relief. So, in that case, the gray area falls in the executive to make sure the city still runs. in absence of the constitutional's guidance. That is the argument that the justice cannot deny. If the justice sits and says, no, that's an overreach, then we say, well, then your judicial writing is not adequate for the situation as before us. You cannot give guidance to the bereaved party and make them whole through the Constitution because there's no wording. So just by that fact alone, we've already won the argument. It's just a question of the new literature that's going to have to be written.
Yeah, and I do believe that the Chief Justice is working on that between now and then in regards to taking advantage of being the only justice at the moment gives him the ability to change that. But no, the McCulloch Maryland that I did find shows that clear principle, and it does. The reasoning that it was given was pretty simple, and that was that a government must have the ability to function, and that means exercising powers that are implied as necessary, even if not spelled out in legal text.
Exactly.
So just because it's not there doesn't mean that it's not right.
Well, I'll argue that too. The further is that because it's not there means you can't stop me.
Well, yes,
you can amend the Constitution. You could write whatever you need to write after the fact, and you may even write it in with relationship to what's going on. But to stop something that doesn't exist in the Constitution is, quite frankly, ridiculous. This is how constitutions are amended.
And this is
the precise process that happens.
The conversations that I've had with the Chief Justice in regards to my role as Attorney General, and I believe that my role is to uphold the law and ensure that those entrusted with enforcing it are held to the highest standard. And the Sheriff's Office is no exception to that, and that's not been happening. And when a law enforcement leader loses the confidence of his people, fails to uphold their duties and proves themselves to be unfit, that should fall within my ability to do something about it.
I completely agree. When you have 85+% of the command structure saying you have possible corruption and internal eye investigations and all of that, misconduct, one has to listen. I am sitting here trying to figure out if I say no to the 7 out of 8 command members, do I lose the entire sheriff's department and not have a law enforcement department? Those are things I had to weigh myself in here while they were here. Juxtaposed to what I view as a friend and someone who helped City Hall during the mob that was here. And those aren't easy decisions. Those aren't easy things for me to decide, and yet I have to decide them. Nowhere else will they find relief. That's what the executive powers are there for. So
100%.
I welcome the oral arguments. If you're up to representing me, you can definitely help representing me. I complete a pretty decent opening argument about why I even did that. But ultimately, I don't see a route out of here without the justice changing the Constitution. And then by them changing the Constitution, they've already accepted the fact that it was inadequate and that I was right to have to do it.
Exactly, 100%. And no matter the outcome, no matter what happens, the sheriff's position is untenable. Even if he was to be unsuspended and put back in position, he will lose his, as you say, 85% of his high command.
Yeah.
And the deputies that'll fall below that as well. Yeah. His position is untenable no matter the outcome.
Go ahead.
I just can't see why they would stop this. So I do believe that we have very good arguments to make sure that it goes through.
I would agree. I don't see any other route around this. But maybe I'm just crazy,
and what it'll also allow us to do is Sheriff Garrison is in place. There's been new SOPs put out within the first 24 hours. I know he's planning a couple of reshuffles. As I said, Commander Sky's put herself on voluntary suspension. However, based on, I had a catch up with Garcia earlier, and based on her findings within the first 24 hours, that there may be criminal charges
against both parties.
Wow. There's obstruction of a subpoena.
I didn't put that in my executive order, but yes, I do remember the deputies talking about obstruction.
Yeah, Madsen, the deputy sheriff, was present during a conversation, and where Commander Sky had said a lot of things in regards to Eastwood, and delayed the subpoena information by about 72 hours. That information was in regards to criminal charges coming against people. That's obstruction.
That was a party to the deputy or the sheriff?
So Commander Sky was speaking to the sheriff, asking him to put a stop to it. And that
Because of
was
somebody that she knew?
because of something that she heard, yeah.
All right. Well,
But as I said to you, I can only go by how I would act if somebody within my department was to be put on voluntary suspension and I was friendly with them, maybe not to that extent, but I may take a leave of absence to support them through their time, but I certainly
Yeah.
wouldn't volunteer my own suspension, because that just makes me that makes me look guilty in my eyes.
Yeah,
It makes me look
yeah.
like they should be investigating me, even if they didn't have plans to. Now we did have plans to, so it's a moot point, but I think it shows colours.
yeah. And definitely let me know what you can about all of this. I know it's an active investigation, so there's very few things you can talk into great
Yeah.
detail about. Honestly, out of all the executive orders that I've had to write for this city, I think when I wrote that one, I knew that was the one that was going to be challenged. And for good reason, it should be challenged, because it will only bring light to the holes in the Constitution that the executive had to fill in order to keep the city running.
Yeah, but sir, it's not going to be their last one.
Yeah, and it can't. Yeah, exactly, and it won't be. But let us remind the city that city hall workers and city employees or government workers were not even able to get firearms until I wrote an executive order for that, which was required, which was needed for public safety. And the same thing with this executive order. My goal is public safety. While I'm not a constitutional scholar, I understand how the Constitution came to pass, and what we are doing right now is exactly how the Constitution and all of its amendments at one point have been written. It's all been challenged. It all wasn't written at all at one time. It has been over time. It has been amended.
Well, that's it. As we spoke about, it's not just a legal matter in regards to this. It is a matter of governance ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And if the court was allowed to allow the sheriff to remain in place, despite a clear decision to remove him, like, what sort of message does that send? What sort of message does that send to the other law enforcement? What sort of message does that send to the city? It tells the
Yeah.
public that as a government we're powerless.
Exactly.
We're powerless to act when we need to act. It tells the next sheriff, the next police chief, the next EMS lead or head of pillbox, whatever the position is, that they're untouchable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's.
I don't
Yeah.
like this. I don't like to be in this position. I don't like to have to make these decisions, nor do I have to do all of this to make this city better. But I took an oath, and I'm going to do my best to honor that oath. People may not agree with me. People might hate me or whatever. But I guarantee you, my thought process and my actions will be constitutionally sound throughout my entire time here as mayor.
Well, that's it. People have to remember. We had this conversation. People have to remember that you were put in place for a reason, for a period of time that was set from the beginning. So with them all shouting at the city like, "You're not my mayor, I never voted for you," it's a moot point. It is irrelevant. Nobody is stating that fact, and that's their only argument. And to have members of city council screaming that is just insane.
If they can't get to the realization that the amount of corruption that would even wipe out the political system that would require me to be appointed is the problem, then I can't help them. And I choose not to worry or waste my time to answer those questions any further. I have far too many things that I need to get done. And this just throws a wrench in it, because now I have to prepare for 2 weeks for oral arguments on the validity of the Constitution in respect to relief for its own government's workers. That's astounding. That is. Anyways.
I'm sorry to increase your workload. As I say,
No, you didn't. The judiciary did. You
I
did
am.
the corruption and the alleged corruption. He's not convicted. Alleged corruption and misuse of governmental property and mistrust is what caused more work for me. Not you. Not you.
Well, as I say, that's where we're at currently. Any updates, I will keep you abreast of them. I'll continue to look into other things. If you find anything else in regards to if a mayor has removed the sheriff or a head of police, please let me know. As I say, at the moment, I've got McCulloch, Maryland, but there'll be something else.
Yeah. I'll look up some instances. There's definitely some instances
Okay.
where the mayor has removed police, high-standing police figure when corruption and whatever allegations were brought to them.
Okay, doke. Right, I will let you get on with the rest of your day.
I was gonna go around the room and ask everybody what they thought of what's going on here because it affects everyone here. And as you guys are my closest counsel, we start with Brooks. Go.
I mean, I'm just a peon at the PD, but
No, well,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
a solo
Yeah.
cadet, so this does not
what's-
affect me at all. So
Well, what's the sheriff department saying right now? Are they pissed, happy, sad, glad, mad?
a lot of us are upset simply because Garrison decided to put all into like the separate departments are just one now. But it was explained that let the SOPs and everything get 100% written before we start like park rangers and highway patrollers on a thing right now. But it was
That's not a
said
bad idea.
no.
Foundations.
He's like right now we do not have enough cops. I'll be honest, we do not. Like late nights, there's full. Last night was kind of different, but it's me, Gemma, Mr. Harris, and sometimes Tabas. That's really the only people who are running night shift.
Interesting. And this is. Do you think this is due to what's going on internally that the AG has
No.
been talking to? Okay.
This has to do with because I talked to one of the dispatchers about it. It has to do with people waking up and getting pissed off that there's no FTOs and then just not showing back up. But there's 2 FTOs at nighttime now, and then obviously all high commanders this time, so we're covered. It's just we got to start prodding people. I mean, it's just like security here. We just got to start prodding people.
Yeah. I'm at, when the infrastructure and the banking systems are squared away, I'd definitely like to offer bonuses or something like that. But all right, I appreciate it. Athena, what's your take on all this?
I'm processing my thoughts on it.
All right. What about you, Kelly?
I walked in pretty late, so I didn't get the whole conversation. I imagine this is why you were having so many meetings with High Command, though. And you said misuse of government facilities. Is this about the time like when the helicopter landed at the horse races for betting?
Well, you tell me. What was that about? What happened there?
We were all at the horse races, and they literally landed the plane at the drive-in. And Jilly was like, "Yep, you got here just in time, Mr. Sheriff. You can bet on the last race." I was
Who
just like,
was in
"You didn't
the-
have to fly a
who was in your
helicopter
room with
for
him?
that." Grandpa was with me. Casey was there too. It was at the first horse races, I believe.
Okay, who was in Air One with the sheriff, or was he by himself?
There were a few people. I know Sal was there for sure because he's the one that definitely came over to let them know the sheriff wanted to place a bet.
Okay. Oh, part of me wishes that it was just that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as bad.
No.
All right. But yeah, so that could be part of the things that are going on. But you saw Chief Justice's mail, so you know that part. But basically, there will be constitutional challenge with my office, Office of the Mayor, and the AG, and the Chief Justice. Basically, I don't know if they're going to have counsel opposing counsel, but there will be oral arguments given. We need to file that this week. I suspect we'll probably get a docket time in a week and a half or so.
I do believe the sheriff has sought private counsel. Miss Chaser made a passing remark in regards to being on the sheriff's defense team, along with a private attorney who so far remains nameless. I believe the only private attorney we have in the city is who's the rock star guy?
Billy Falco, and that's
Falco?
questionable whether or
I
not
don't
he's a
think-
rock star.
I don't think it's Falco.
A rock, maybe.
but
Star, maybe not.
I asked the Chief Justice yesterday in regards to bar certified lawyers in the city, and I know every bar certified lawyer in the city, so I'm not sure if he's flying somebody in with maybe a federal bar association, but the Chief Justice has assured me that would not be allowed, as he is the leader of the bar association of San Andreas and would not allow that to happen.
Yeah, they would need to request. I forget the technical Latin term for it, but that he would have to request to be able to practice through the judge. So the judge doesn't want to allow it. He definitely does not have to allow it.
I mean, that's the rumors I've heard. That's one of the plans he has. That
Well,
somebody's flying in for it.
Okay. Well, like I said, the Constitution is non-existent in the text for this particular case study, in my opinion. I don't think they have a very steady legal ground to stand on.
Maybe they can
Or-
represent him in criminal court.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to ask. Is the investigation itself turns criminal, and that's a different issue with the executive order itself. If anything, it helps our case.
Yes.
So,
I just need to make
Alright.
sure it all fits. So
yeah, well, like I said, the question will become, what is the Constitution here for? And if it's to provide guidance and relief, it does that. It does not do that. And no judge in their right mind would come to any other conclusion. So I really feel good about the case. We'll if anything, we'll show them how to make a good argument, and they'll learn a little something. And then
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
But Athena, do you have any thoughts on this? You are a very strategic war mind, by what I've read of the lore. Your name.
I am just learning about all this, so I am processing it. I will give you my final thoughts later on it.
Yeah, don't feel like you have to. Just trying to get everybody involved in this because it affects everybody.
It does indeed.
No, is that my phone? Or is that the phone downstairs?
I think it's the public payphone.
Upstairs.
I need to
Right.
get a phone in here. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Well, I definitely look forward to showing Chief Justice that Constitution needs some revisions.
I think, to be fair, I think he's very aware of that now. And I think this may have been the catalyst for realization that
Well,
whilst
that's
it can't
unfortunate, but
whilst it can't cover every single black and white issue in the city, it should definitely have more depth to it than it currently does.
I completely agree.
Okay, doke.
All right. Well,
I'm currently a
Alright,
prisoner
I
in
need-
here, so somebody needs to unlock the door.
no,
for me.
nope. You guys are all held against your will. That's it. What we need to do is get a bar in here because I'm feeling fucking.
Just go across to my
Let loose.
office and you can help yourself.
I know. I've seen your bar and I'm jealous. Whatever. I'll get someone to install one for me.
All right, that's all. I also came in to talk to you about the letters.
Oh, okay.
So the governor has requested to cancel the ball. I did send them the flyer though, but reschedule it at a later time.
Interesting. All right. Well, we could schedule it for the 4 seats in the mayor's election results.
They
Just
want
have it
to
then.
coincide with when the city opens its gates to allow more citizens.
Do they know when that's going to happen?
No, I was given no ETA. But
Well,
I just
I
let them know
tried.
I let them know it's there. It's available when they want it.
Al-
Yeah, I was just trying to
Also,
be. Yes.
when I lost my keys, I lost my promotion as well. I just noticed.
Oh, well, let's go fix that before. Yeah, you got to think of a really fancy name for an advisor. You think of something? Already have the chief of staff. You can't. That's one taken, but you got to think. You got to think of something really snazzy.
I thought you made me director of reception.
Director of reception sounds good. Director of public relations.
I
Better?
thought that was Casey.
No, she's
Press
the
secretary.
yeah, she's the director of
Ah.
press sec. She's the press secretary. So director of public relations. Sound good? Sound good?
I like
Sounds
it.
good.
All right. Congratulations, director.
Because on another note, the detectives gave me the green light. I can tell my coworkers about what happened with me and Victor. So Athena has offered to step up when it comes to dealing with those guys in City Hall.
Ooh. So these people, do you want them trespass? You can identify them?
Yeah, I told you that. You
So
asked
do
me to
you-
point them
well,
out
I'm
next
just,
time
I'm
they
just
come in.
making sure.
No, because
So-
I think it might mess with the deputy's case. There has been progress. I am allowed to say that. There's been progress in the case. Apparently, I told the right people, and there's new evidence. So if I change anything, it might disappear, and I don't want to risk that. So no trespassing.
All right. Do you feel safe?
When I feel uncomfortable, we have a thing where I say I'm going to go to my office to work on my paperwork. Can someone bring me like a mocha frappuccino? That means I don't want to be around.
All right. And you have a safe space to go?
Yeah, like my office, or I go up to the second floor and I do my work where I can just see when they leave.
Do you have a firearm?
I leave it in my car.
Well, when you're in here, then, and but bring it here. You know you can use the phones on the third level.
Yeah, that's
You
why
have
the
a
safety
firearm.
plans to come upstairs.
All right, perfect. Okay. Now I am saying if you have the right to leave too, if they're here, you don't have to be here if they show up to do. Let's say they do city business and it's legit, and you see them coming. You don't got to stay here.
Yeah, I remember. That's how you gave me permission to like work wherever I feel comfortable.
Yeah, in the instance that they're gonna come around here. But yes, make sure you have your gun with you and you're able to get to a phone or something. Since, yeah, I just want you to feel safe.
I can tell you that I do bring mine to work with me every day, so I have mine on me, Kelly. And also,
That's
if
good.
anything suspicious activity happens, I've been positioning myself on the second level so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, don't hesitate to call the police. That executive order, just they can come here and straight arrest them. You tell them that they're not here for, whatever business, they can arrest them right away. Get them out of here.
I sure will.
So, what are you, the director of what?
You
Public
just gave me
relations.
That's right. That's right.
And thank you for the promotion.
Ah, you're welcome. Thank you for all the hard work. And all the relations with the public, not out of context.
Okay, so the next letter is someone named Mickey wants to have a meeting with you.
Who the fuck is Mickey and why should he have a meeting with me?
I met him like once in Vespucci, and he was also here during the riots. He says he owns a garage back in Liberty or something, and I think he wants to talk to you about constitutional stuff. So I didn't know if you wanted that
Well-
meeting or.
Tell him, has he talked to his representative?
I don't think so. He didn't
I'll
mention any
tell-
names.
Well, have him reach out to his representative first.
Okay. There's also Riley. She wants to know if she were to get elected for the special seat that is open, would
Mhm.
she not qualify because she cannot make it to Saturday's meeting?
No, I don't think. This is another thing. I don't think the Constitution expresses anyone absent after the results. That being said, because it's not stated in the Constitution, I'm going to go ahead and say this: I will read her in and after the election. So if she gets elected, she's not available for that weekend. I could read her. I could, swear her in either the next city council or during the week if she sees fit.
Okay, so I'll write her back and let her know that she's okay on that front.
Yeah, you write them both back. And let them both know they don't have to be there. I will read the results and we could officially seat them when they're available. I would advise them to make at least the one afterwards so I could seat them and then, get legislation going. But yeah, I will swear them in after. They don't have to be there.
And the cowboy's been back here. I imagine he wants to talk about security again.
Aware of your shenanigans.
About what? Working as
Yeah.
security?
He said
He's
he's
not
got
working
4 guys and he would love to work here.
Yeah, but he's part of the people that.
Yeah, I got his
Accosted you.
statement. He's lying. He's lying
Boss
to the
is-
police.
Yeah, I'm
and
not-
I was
I'm not
told he'd
hiring
rather
them.
take federal obstruction than tell the truth.
No, we're not hiring them. No. Tell if he comes back, say no. And if he has a problem with that, tell him to take it up in my office, and I'll take a personal fucking meeting with him.
Okay.
What?
All right, it's just fucking. It's no.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
How you doing, detective?
Doing good.
I was coming to get you.
So that's how I feel about that. I'd rather have 2
Sorry,
good security guards I can
don't worry.
trust than 6 I can't even. I already suspect I have moles around here. I don't need no people that have already attacked and accosted my workers to be working here.
Yeah, like he didn't even preserve and protect then. So it's like, why would we trust you here in the
Yeah.
building? Especially if you're gonna lie about it afterward.
Yeah, so no. So, hell no. I'll stand guard with the shotgun on my own before we hire that guy.
Okay, and I think that was the last letter. So it was Riley, it was Mickey, it was Cade, it was the governor's ball. So then I have a bunch of other parties that I'm planning, if you want to hear them.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have the science party that Calliope and I talked about. I was thinking maybe at the university and for entertainment we can like put them on some kind of because it's science, so have like a science related themed game. And that front entry hallway big enough to be an entire dance floor.
All right, that sounds good.
The spot that Alfredo picked out, while it may not have been the perfect setting for the governor's ball, I thought it would be great for a masquerade party. Especially like the way it lights up at night. I think it would be like really cool.
All right.
And then I was thinking a spring fling to start off the new season because I like the idea of like maybe giving flowers to someone that you're interested in as a way to invite them, and it would be a garden party. So
Listen. You don't need just drawing up reasons to give me things. Listen, I'm married to the Constitution. I don't have time. Okay.
Look, we already did
Alright.
a vibe check out in the yard,
Okay.
and I'm not the asker. I'm the askee.
Well, if it wasn't for me, none of those guys would be in nut huggers. So you're welcome.
Your
Not a
grandpa
one.
was in them too, right?
Yep. Every man has to have a pair of nut huggers.
My uncle wasn't. Thank you for that.
He's not a man then. He will next week. Guarantee. So Fridays, every Friday, yoga day, invite all the departments. Nut
Every
huggers for the men. Yep. Every Friday, yoga.
Oh, so we're not gonna do like the department swap thing? It was
What
Dominic's
do you mean?
idea.
Department swap. What does that mean?
So like we change uniforms. Like they walk in here and see us dressed in scrubs. They're like, wait a minute, did I walk into Pillbox? Or you see deputies in like blazers and stuff, dressed more official like us here at City Hall.
I just meant the yoga class.
Oh, okay. So we'll still.
I
Have
don't
to
mean
be
the yoga
Fridays,
day.
But then like 30 minutes of yoga. Okay.
Yeah. Invite all the departments. Come down to yoga at City Hall.
And I saw other
Like a-
places you can do it. Like the park, it's been renovated. They planted a lot of trees. There's a beautiful yoga section over there. And Parsons
All
also
right,
has one too.
All right. I'll invite all the departments. And
So if you want to change locations, just let me know.
no, I'm fine. I just want to get it going. People enjoyed it, and you enjoyed the nut hugger. So let's just keep the ball rolling. No pun
Why
intended.
are you saying it's specifically me?
Yeah, I know. Because I know what kind of woman you are. Come on, please.
Oh, so I have to like a man in short. That's
You don't have
that's
to.
not
You
the
just
top on
you
my
just
list.
do.
Mm,
You
mm,
just do.
a finely dressed
Love it.
man. That's a way bigger turn on.
That
Especially if
has,
we're
like-
matching.
Like camel toe for men. That's what you're into.
No.
Yep.
No, I don't need to see that all day long. It's just like
You did. You loved it.
if it gets to the point and we're about to, it's better not to have surprises, but I don't need to see it all day long.
You think that? Have you tried it?
What? Just staring at somebody and as you say, nut huggers all day long?
Yeah, you got a boyfriend, don't you? You should.
No,
mean-
I don't.
All right. Well, come to yoga. Yeah. See more than you need to see then. But yeah, let's get the whole departments all involved in that, and then yeah, you can have your whatever the Friday theme is, and then just have yoga during the day for your class.
And I remembered you wanted a career fair. So did you want that at
I
the
do.
start
I
of the
want
month?
I want that ASAP. Actually, now that these businesses are open, because they're going to need workers. So,
like, beginning
let's
of
get that
March. You wanna,
first.
Like a career red? Oh yeah, okay. So we start
Well,
the month off
that's
with
like
a career
10 days
fair.
from now. I want to do that like this
No, because you gotta
faster than
reach
that.
out to the businesses. What if they can't participate?
Okay, you know what? I just realized something. Casey has aligned all the businesses. I would like to put this on. Why don't you maybe talk to Casey about it? Because she knows. She can contact all of them.
I got the letter because I'm one of the business owners. She contacted them about catering, not about
Mhm.
showing up at City Hall to participate in a career fair.
Correct. But you do have a connection with them, i.e., contact previously, to build this relationship on that would then fuel the fire for this job fair.
You want me to build the relationship with the people who hit me in the back of the head?
No, I don't want you to. I want Casey to, and I want the people that bit you in the back of the head to spend their time in jail and face justice.
I want nothing more.
That's what I want.
But yeah, I'll get Casey up to speed. I just don't think we can have it ready for this Friday. It'll be like super rushed.
All right, then I don't know. Fine. Fine.
The week's half over already.
No, fine.
Next Friday's perfect.
All right, that sounds good. No, wait, that's not
We're
fine.
gonna
Yeah,
be
no,
in
that's all
yoga
right. That's all
clothes.
right.
Do you want to do it Saturday, like before the council meeting? So it's like everyone's already gonna be here.
What the fair?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So next Saturday, the first of the month.
My blood pressure's rising. I'm gonna need some booze around here in a minute.
I have more whiskey if you need it.
I need you to bring a lot of whiskey.
See, we don't have whiskey
Tomorrow.
at my ice cream shop, but yes, I can stop by. and
Whiskey,
have
a whiskey float. Is that what you're saying? A whiskey float.
I believe
That
you'll
sounds
find it.
delicious.
It has to. I'll bring you an Irish coffee.
All right, just make sure. I'm gonna have to fill my pockets full of.
So it's
Sadness
professional,
bottles.
but it's got a shot in there for you.
All right, I need many. What is today? Today's Wednesday.
And also
Tomorrow,
Wednesdays and Sundays I'll be at the
fuck.
creamery more, so that's why no soup today.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I love it. And like, if there's anything that you ever need to know about the businesses, at least I got like the inner track on that to let you know. How
Well,
it's
the
progressing.
no one. God damn it, the fucking businesses. We need to address the fact that there's no business licenses being issued to any of the businesses currently, which is a huge problem considering there could be liability
We have a
against any of these
lease.
businesses. There's no fucking way for people to sue anybody. There's no goddamn business license to establish them as a fucking business. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to fucking drink after this shit, but there's a problem. There's a fucking problem.
We have a lease.
And it needs to be. You have a lease, but you do not have a business license. A lease you can't take to court. Can't sue you for the fucking contents of your lease. I can sue you for the contents of your business.
I see. It just grants me like ownership of the building.
Exactly.
Well, the SBA handles that. So if you violate anything that was already in the preset terms with the SBA, like they move in and they snatch your lease, you will no longer.
No, but if I slip and fall on your place, who's gonna make me whole again? At what mechanism is going to be in place to get me whole again? Is the question. Do I sue the lease? Maybe the leaseholder?
So do you?
But that
want me
doesn't-
to
that
have a
doesn't speak to the
conversation with
business.
SBA? Like let them know about that.
Well, what needs to happen is either they need to issue business licenses or we need to issue business licenses. But there needs to be business licenses on the record for liability alone.
That's why we should speak to them because businesses is their territory, so
Yeah.
we don't want to step in and supersede.
And I've been reading the Constitution, and in there, I believe they're required to have a business license if they do anything that is constituted as business practice or anything like that. So
Yeah, that's very true because I don't think that the cowboy with the security business, where's his license?
yeah,
Every
so
business should have those.
every business should, yeah, because how else? Yes. And if we want to talk about business, the legalities of an LLC versus, a sole proprietorship, we can have that argument. I think everything should just be an LLC and make it easy. But those are things that need to be figured out because currently someone slips and falls, someone gets some tainted food, they can't bring suit. So, and that's a problem.
You've really been digging through the Constitution. You're finding so many holes.
Yeah, well, not just that's well thank you. Issue with that is it's in the Constitution. We just don't have, it's not practiced. We don't have the actual licenses. But yeah, the liability and all that stuff is in there because it's a right to every citizen to be able to sue for liability. That's just the way it is.
So if you and my uncle go like head to head, who presides over that?
Who's your uncle? Which one?
Uncle John. Harris is my grandpa. So I feel like he's the Chief Justice, so if he's there defending the validity of the Constitution and you're contesting, who decides who's right?
So, well, ultimately, what it is, and it depends on how you want to view it. It's like there's obviously a mechanic in the court systems, rather a motion. I forget the Latin term for it, but there's a motion to request to speak to a judge about a particular issue or a certain issue where you could plead your case and persuade the judge. So what's going to happen with this one is a little bit of both. It's going to be oral argument. So I'm going to go up, or the AG will argue our side, stating the Constitution is inadequate, that my office did what it had to, that it's not unconstitutional. They will argue that it was an overreach, that what my office did, and then the judge will listen to both oral arguments and make a decision. So that's how the oral arguments are going to go. But yeah, so it's going to be me. Rather, I should say my office, and the AG, versus them, the sheriff and his counsel, making an argument that the Constitution, that my executive order wasn't an overreach. If it was deemed an overreach, then they can't, then they would have to show text that would allow relief for the sheriff's department, which doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, what happens if there's ever an issue with the sheriff or the medical director? Like, there's something that could take you out of office if you lost the faith of the citizens, but there's nothing for them. So I thought that was really weird.
They'd have to, the council would have to vote
checks and balances,
currently. But that's not, that, I don't know. I just know if it's not there, then they can't tell me I can't do it. And that's just.
I think you have a very good point. You're in the gray zone, and then when you bring up the other checks and balances and how they don't exist for other departments, like only the mayor's office, that's the only government institution that needs to have safeguards.
Yep.
Sheriff's office holds a lot of power.
I believe in even, I'd have to reread it, but I think the dean of students, I think they're appointed and then they have a tenure. And then they decide their tenure is up, then they could vote in another dean. But even they have some type of self-governance. Right now, that even the self-governance part isn't even in the Constitution for them. So there's no way for them to handle internal issues outside of SOPs that, oddly enough, don't really exist. So how are they self-governing at all?
No, I think you're doing a great job.
Well, you're probably one of one that believe that.
No, I think everyone here believes you're doing a great job.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Like, why did you have so many people that came to work when they weren't getting paid?
That's true. That's true. And then we just got the new payroll system, so I gotta.
Oh, and I gotta write Alfredo. He still does not have his keys.
Yeah, talk to Alfredo. I'll be. I gotta start writing a bunch of. I gotta write my case. I can't believe I gotta fight in court for this, but. I'll be around tomorrow and the day after. I need to, like I said, I study best with booze, so just have a lot of booze around here tomorrow or something. That's where I do my best work in college. That was me, the drunken law student. That was me.
We're gonna need an alcohol allowance.
Yeah, definitely just for me. Maybe like a trunk full of.
Okay, but yeah, I think I got the reply letters I can send back, and then I'll be in my creamery. But I'll be back in tomorrow. So just like Wednesday, hump day treats, and Sundays, because ice cream Sunday.
All right. Alfredo, doesn't happen to him, right? He didn't get in trouble or anything?
No.
All right. I'm going to do a background check, but just to be clear on that.
Just to make sure you have
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I will be around tomorrow to handle some more stuff.
Okay.
And we got a court battle ahead of us, so it's gonna be fun.
Hopefully too.
Well, what's the other one?
The one with the detectives and me and Victor. I'm really hoping they make some headway with this. Because
Yeah,
after
so
that
am I.
last conversation, I literally they're like, there's no evidence left, and it's just me versus them. Even though it shouldn't even be Cade, because I told them that's their security. He's paid.
Yeah.
He has bias. But
Yeah. Beyond a reasonable doubt is a high bar. I just hope they're able to present that to the court.
yeah, I'm hoping this lead, like, let it be a stable one, because I'm ready to talk, and whatever they find out, it'll just further confirm my story.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not about what.
everybody in the city, I single out them. Like, what reason do I have to do that?
Yeah. It's not about the truth, though. It's about what they can prove. Hopefully, the detectives and the DA can put together a good case that's
You mean
convinces the
NC?
judge. No, the
I've been
DA
seeing
is
the
supposed to.
DA.
Well, generally, the DA tries criminal cases. Would try this case. The AG is more of the state, so it would be like civil and any criminal help that the DA would require. But you're right. It would probably be the AG, considering we haven't seen the DA. If you do see the DA, remind his ass to please make a police report.
I really don't want to see him.
Well, I'm saying if you
Sure,
do.
I
Yeah, you guys are all. Well, you guys are all buddy in the meeting last week.
He thinks
You guys
I
were-
work at the Vanilla
2 weeks ago.
Unicorn.
What, do you?
No.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Owners, conflict of interest.
If you work for another business, I don't know. I don't know. It's not the same market, is it?
He's part
They
of the
sell
group that
ice cream at the
attacked me
strip
and
club?
Victor.
Well, that's different.
Yes.
That's different than the conflict of interest via the business.
Yes, I want to
practices that you
sue
have.
them and hopefully they lose their businesses, so I'm not
Well,
going
what
to
if-
participate in said business.
Well, I'm gonna let you could if they are found not guilty, but you could prove that most likely they attacked you. You could go for civil damages. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could.
I mean, if they don't trust me in the criminal proceedings, I don't think they would trust me in the civil one. Because I know for a fact it's Tommy that hit me, because he called me a fucking bitch before I hit the ground. Like,
Well, it's
there's no debate. He hit me.
it is the bar of beyond a reasonable doubt to was it more likely than not they did something? Those are the two different bars, though.
Well, I
So
have
you could,
injuries.
while
What
you
else
could
is there?
fail, well, that's what I'm saying. While the bar for the beyond a reasonable doubt may not be met, it does not mean that you might not meet the 51% chance that it happened requirement for civil. That's all I'm saying. Is you could fail criminally in a case or lose, but win civilly later. Is my point.
I plan to do that. I want to
Yeah,
see how
something
this
to
one
think about.
goes. I 100% plan to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I've
just
been
needs to
dealing with
appear
this
that they
for,
could
like,
have
a
done
month.
it.
So
Hmm.
I've been dealing with this for over a month. It's about time they got repercussions for their actions.
I concur. State needs its pound of flesh. So hopefully that all works out. Definitely keep me posted on that. I think the parties and stuff will help keep your mind clear while this is going on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have sessions with Dior.
Okay. All right. So let's start getting the events all lined up. Just let me know what the budget is.
Do you have a day in mind for like the masquerade? That's the only thing they're missing are specific dates. I don't know what day would be a good one to hold them on.
Well, I picked horrible days, so.
No, we're gonna do the career fair before the council meeting because
No, it's fine. No. It's fine. Don't you gotta fluff my ego. I know I picked horrible days. It's fine.
Well, we can have one each week. So like the 7th and the 8th, the 14th or the 15th, the 21, the 22nd. Like every weekend could be like a party at City Hall.
Well, it could be, not parties. We're talking about
Well, not
events
here
for the public.
specifically, but yes, a party
Events for the
thrown
public.
by City Hall.
Events thrown by City
Events
Hall.
every
There you go,
weekend,
there you
City
go.
Hall event.
Event,
Look,
not
I
party.
didn't do the political appropriation
Optics.
thing. Okay.
Optics.
I'm learning.
Events.
Events.
That's right.
City Hall event. Okay, because I wrote this down as party planning. So from now on, when I
It's
reach
event
out, it
planning.
would be event planning.
Yes. We'll have parties, but not all party. All events are parties, but not all parties are events.
True, like the career fair. So
Mhm.
event planning, it encompasses
Exactly.
everything.
Yes. And we'll just get that ball rolling. I know things got kind of held up when Victor died or got killed. And
I haven't
then
seen
my
Columbus
fight with
Day.
the anarchists, which are, I don't know if they've calmed down or they just rabble rousing in their own little corners.
Well, from my talk with Cody, he fully intends to run for the next 4 seats, so he's not discouraged.
Who is?
Cody.
Yep, nothing constitutionally says he can't.
Yep, that's what he said. Nothing blocking him, so he's definitely throwing his hat back in the race next month.
Sounds great. I'll be off the coast of Costa Rica by that time, so it sounds great.
As long as he's not your councilman. Okay.
Oh, he won't be, because the next 4 and the mayorship will be up. And then I talked to the dry dock, and they said my boat should be all squared away by then, so I'll be good.
Do you have the ballot situated for how the polls are going to be open? Because they open
So-
tomorrow.
I'm going to open them up tonight. I'm going to start the ballot tonight, and then we could publicly hang them in
I
the
already
morning.
printed the flyer. It said tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Today's
like if you open it at midnight, then
yes,
okay.
yes, tomorrow. Yep.
Okay,
So,
like,
I
I'll just
will-
coincide. I'll hang up the flyer too, or do you want me to hang it in the morning?
Well, fax me over the names. They're the complete spelling.
Mhm.
I will talk to the voter registrar and get the vote up.
You already got it.
Then, what?
When I briefed you about everything, you got like 3 letters from me, and I also wrote city council candidates: Riley Bouchard, Gemma Fields.
Yes, I saw that. Okay, so you already faxed me.
Mhm.
What you're saying? Okay, so I'll take that. I'll make the ballot. I'll talk to the voter registrar and get it posted. Then I will fax back the certification code for the voter registrar.
Okay. And do I
All
have
right.
the executive order, the one that we were talking about upstairs? Is that in the cabinet?
Don't put that in the cabinet upstairs.
No, I mean like, do I
Don't
have
put
it? Is
that.
it okay if I like read through it?
Oh, you can. You want?
read through it for myself, just not print it. This is one of the closed ones.
Yeah, this one is highly contested, and quite frankly, I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll put it there so you can see it.
Okay.
You see what all this hoopla is about?
Yeah, because I don't read through the executive order, so I
Sheriff
had permission, and then
Fucked someone in the helicopter, left their panties out, right? They got busted. The sheriff was dating someone that had a problem with the detective. The person he was dating told him about it, and he opened up an IA investigation against the deputy that had the problem with his girlfriend.
God, that reminds me of Gash like all over again.
That is gross misuse of government resources and of his power as the sheriff. In my opinion, that is corruption. But that is my opinion, and he's alleged.
This is so sad because he was like here for us during the protest.
Yes, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that I had to make that decision. I'm not happy I had to write that, and it was against someone I revered as a friend. So
He's
you
always
can
so
imagine.
friendly
if I-
and personable, but it's just like I would like when
know.
you get those government limos. It's not like, oh, the mayor has a limo. Do you guys want to go ride to my creamery and like get there in style? It looks so cool. It's like no, I get in so much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to use tax money without strenuous, oversight. But the next mayor will have to worry about all that stuff because I'm not a corrupt individual. I understand that what he is alleged to have done is pretty bad. It's not a good look.
Is he
And
gonna go
we're
to
not even
jail?
talking about the possible. Well, so they had mentioned to me that night that they were serving a warrant of some type, and Sky was stopping the sheriff from
Commander Sky?
yes, from delivering the subpoena. If that's true, that's an obstruction of justice. That's wild that the sheriff, one of the deputies, was obstructing justice. If this shit is true that they're telling me, it would blow the lid off the sheriff's department. If unchecked, it would have brought the sheriff's department down. We would not have a police department at all if I didn't do something.
Yeah, that
And
makes
that's how I
sense.
feel. That's how I feel.
That's why all the other deputies were here, but it was never Commander Sky, never the sheriff.
You know, no. 7 out of 8 command. That's 70, 85, more than 85% of the command came to me at once.
Like,
I
if you
don't
ever
know
want
what
me to
else to
sit
think.
into those meetings, let me know, because
I want you to sit in all of them. Where the fuck were you? What you left me behind? Where
No, you left me behind.
Where were you when I needed you?
It sounded like they wanted to have a private meeting. So if they really just wanted
You are my
you
chief
and
of staff.
them-
There's no fucking private between the meetings that I have and the
Okay,
meetings
from
with you.
now on, I will
You're the
be
chief
there
of staff.
every time. I promise.
All right, all right.
Because Dan doesn't even remember how we met. I got in a little metro incident, so I got some new fresh stitches. Yay! But I remember how I got hired meeting you guys at PDM.
That's right. That's right. We was with Justice Bone
Yeah.
from
And
the
that's
Bone
where it
Zone,
came
Caller
from.
69, first
Yeah.
time listener, or
'Cause you
first time
said
caller,
Boone,
first time
but
listener.
I think I heard Bone. I was like, ah, and it just
Yeah.
stuck ever since. I was like, oh my god, they're all, but I feel whole again.
And now he's a fucking sheriff. Now he's a deputy, I should say. Living the dream.
Well, after seeing, because sometimes I'm like around in the wee hours of the morning, and it's usually just like Gemma and a dispatcher. So I think it's really good that he's there.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great cop. He's a great cop.
Because no one needs a judge at like 6 in the morning, but definitely needs some deputies making sure the streets are safe. Because I actually
Yeah.
saw a car with like 2 Santas in it, and they were chasing it in front of the PD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was only like 3 deputies available that could respond to that.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, I know we're understaffed for deputies and whatnot, but I will testify in front of the judge and make the argument that if I didn't do anything, we wouldn't even have a police force right now. Clearly, there was something awry, and there was no way for them to do anything about it other than to come talk to me.
Because
I
some
don't
people,
know.
they don't take that whole no faith in the boss thing like as a joke. They will literally walk out and leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, I'm glad we can start working through this. Shit, I'm already tired. Fuck me, man.
Okay, so
All
I'll
right.
let Alfredo too. If he's around, he can come get his keys today because you said you're going to be upstairs writing? Or are you going to take a nap?
No, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be around
I'll
tomorrow.
tell him to come tomorrow.
Yeah, tell him to bring some booze. Lots of booze. You bring some booze. I'm gonna bring some booze tomorrow.
We need an alcohol allowance.
What do you mean alcohol? Here, how much you need? I got some money. Here,
I
come
don't
on.
know how much alcohol costs.
I don't know. Well,
We all were responsible for our own fish.
My alcohol is a gift.
So,
Oh, 1,200.
But it's got a lot of wine. I imagine you want the strong stuff.
no, I just want liquor.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Man, that's some good money. I'm gonna have to go fishing after work. Amber, you're on your own with all these cases. I'm going to be a fisherman.
Why don't you just
Apparently,
become a
I can
pirate?
make more money doing that than fighting the law.
About time you see the future.
Is that my future? As a washed-up
Yes.
lawyer who's just in.
Who's now live
Dean.
life on a boat, deep sea fishing?
Well, the problem is you're fighting the law instead of practicing it.
What was that?
I said your problem is you're fighting the law instead of practicing it.
What are you talking about?
You just said you were fighting the law. That's what you said.
Oh.
He didn't get the play on words.
No, I guess not. But you got the $100 for the booze, and that's all that's important.
That's right. As long as I got money for booze and cigars.
That's right. That's right. And apparently, fishing will get you
I didn't get
booze. You didn't get it?
Mm-mm.
You sure as the hell did.
Gotta be Cubans, though.
You joking?
I walk around with $200 in my pocket. That's all
Perfect.
that's
I
there.
thought about it. I will give you my blessing, but it's conditional.
Maybe.
You have to.
Ooh, I got
you
Here,
have
pick it
to
up.
do it
Sure,
like
I'll just
a
pick up.
movie
You want me to pick it up one by one? All the dollars?
Yep. All sequential bills
to actually make that happen.
not marked.
Perfect.
Perfect.
There we go.
Help him
No,
out.
we're not
Do you have a
doing that.
preference? Light, dark?
As best man, it
charge
is your
is too much.
responsibility.
I don't drink liquor darker than me.
Who do you know?
Okay, so whiskey's fine then.
The guy.
Uh-huh.
Red, white.
The one that makes your commercials.
Just liquor. I don't want to fucking any wine. I just want booze.
Oh, you can make
Whiskey.
Like
I know what he
sangrias.
quoted
You
you.
know, like
Oh,
fun
oh.
ones. Yeah.
Eh, eh.
I was there.
Yeah, they got a lot of alcohol in them.
You're probably gonna need more than $100,
Talked
but
about
I'll
it.
see what I can do about the wine.
Let's see what you do for 100, and we'll figure that out. I'm not a rich man, not a poor man, but a drunk man. I'm trying to be.
First asked him about it after seeing Alfie. He
You're very
gave you a
close.
West
You're
Ridge
very
number.
close to your term.
Oh, he gave
It's
me
1 month.
I know. One more month, and then sail
Okay, but
away.
is what it charged you in that
I can't
rough
wait.
estimate?
I think I've done some good. I don't know whether or not people see it that way, but
I
who
already
knows?
told you you did.
Hmm.
I already told you you did. It's like people don't
I know, but I
understand
mean
because
the-
they don't work here. But it's like we see this all the time. This is not just
Yeah.
what we hear about on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Mr. Harris.
And you're
That's
setting
true.
it up so that way the city has a strong foundation for the future.
Him and Jim can
Yeah,
shoot
this
me.
constitutional challenge is going to
That'd the
be
most fucked up movie you ever seen.
really groundbreaking. Actually, people are going to be shocked.
I'm just saying, it needs to be a spectacular proposal.
I hope it's a
Well
court
done.
case.
Hmm.
I hope it's a court case.
That's my
I'll think
tradition.
about it.
Oh, oral arguments will always be a court case. They have to be in front of a
Yeah.
judge.
Nice and spectacular.
People should hear this
Punch you.
since they want to interpret the law without understanding what it is. So it's like,
Yep.
here's some professionals out here arguing this. We shall sit down and listen. We
Yep.
can learn why it's necessary and when we should fight. Because
Yeah,
I
exactly.
appreciate that they were
Exactly.
like very strongly opinionated and they wanted to make change in the government, but it's like, guys, this really isn't a bad thing.
Well, let's put this in perspective right now. Out of the 4 council members, how many of them can write bills, laws, or ordinances?
I haven't seen them present anything. I need to
Right.
see like proof or something.
Now, I know Casey's working on one. I know that Dana was working on one. But let's assume for a second that they weren't. You got 4 council members that don't know how to write a bill, ordinance, or amendment to the Constitution. Then there's 4 more
Oh, thank you.
in 3 weeks
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
that don't know how to do shit.
Get over here.
And then you have a new mayor,
Not done yet.
none of which know how to write a bill, ordinance, or a law.
That motherfucker
Then I
needs to
ask you,
say something.
what good is the city council?
I mean, couldn't you just like leave maybe a draft in the library or something so that way people have something to reference? So if they did want to
Yeah,
become
I
council
can
members,
leave.
they can learn some bill writing.
I can give you. I'll put 3 drafts up there for ordinances, bills, and amendments. I'll work on that. I'm gonna need about two bottles for that, just that. So make sure we have some booze. But yes, they do need something because I've come to the realization that a city council that cannot effectively change law or write law is a useless city council. And if the anarchists got what they want, then none of them in that whole place would know how to write a fucking bill. How are they going to affect change if they can't even change the Constitution? Anyways,
And look at that. You are trying to help them. So
But they
that
don't
way
know
can
that.
affect change.
yeah, they have no idea. They don't care. They don't listen. But you won't find me fucking anybody in a helicopter, that's for sure. At least one
At
on
least-
government time.
Yeah, at least not till you're out of office.
Yeah. And it's a private helicopter, not a government funded helicopter with government fuel in it.
They're waiting.
Yeah, some departments are just way too fussy.
What gate's open?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I bet. Let me find out that the hospital staff's fucking in their helicopter too.
Not any time that I've been in the helicopter. It's a nice
Really
helicopter.
Hmm.
Most days, probably.
Is that so, huh?
Yeah, they gave me a ride from Pillbox here.
There's no date on it.
All right, we need to stop this conversation because clearly I'm thinking about another thing. You definitely don't get caught up in any governmental fucking on government property during government time.
We may do something.
Yeah.
Just try. I'm sure your grandfather would Agree.
Wait, what did my uncle tell you?
Your uncle? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm talking about your grandfather. The old,
Okay, grandpa. Okay.
the old crotchety Bengay, smells of Bengay and
Like, so,
stale
like,
justice.
Did you tell everybody this or just me? I feel like you've been talking
Hey,
about
quit
uncle.
talking about grandpa like that.
I
2
am,
years from
yeah.
retirement, he can't help himself.
I'm sure the extra strength Bengay will grow.
That's who you
Because
should
I've been
fucking
very
marry,
good.
guys.
Like, I don't need to
my
remind.
God.
I've been like super good.
He's
Yeah.
just gonna be the
Yeah.
repair.
Oh, he is. He would be a good person to marry you.
But
Yeah.
all right, I gotta. Yeah, I'll make some templates up. Remind me to start writing that up tomorrow too. Fucking god damn it.
Yep,
I know
I'll add it
we
to
could
the
put them in the
list.
bulletin board of the libraries. I don't know, something.
I'll say the city library, so it's always
Don't you have to
there.
have a special
The
license?
bulletin board, there's always going to be new stuff that the city wants to let people know of or inform them of.
Yeah.
So at least with the library, it's like a permanent resource.
Oh, people realize they have a 30-person bar of entry to get that bill to the city council. The city council member themselves don't present it. But then again, they got to read the Constitution to know that.
I read some of it. I knew that.
It's a boring read.
It is.
I read it before I go to
And
bed.
some of the dates are wrong.
Ooh, well, that needs to be. Oh, you know why? I'd imagine when some of the bills were
it was
enacted
just
and
like a
adopted
typo.
from Liberty City.
Gets
Well,
bad
depends.
clerks.
Yeah.
On Alta Street,
Interesting.
the parking garage right
All right. Well, let me get some rest. I'll be in tomorrow. Take care of all that stuff, and we'll start writing up a case for this.
Okay, I'm gonna hang another hiring flyer. Let them know we're hiring again for janitors. We don't need the decorator because no party
How do you know?
or
what to
event.
look
No
up?
event.
Okay. And then, do you remember the voter registrar's location?
Wasn't
Can't
it one of
remember.
those benches over there by the council room?
Well, yeah, that. I meant where we get the actual ballot from to post it here.
You just turn around and yell at me.
Oh, you mean
telling
how
me
we
I don't know
presented
what
it?
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember the voting registrar place that we went to make sure our ballots were
The last time I had a
good
drink
and I could get
at
the
ballot
certificate
party, and before
Like that?
thing. Yes.
No,
Yes.
I don't drink, sir, like
Oh,
that.
you say that I'm drunk.
Oh, well, that's true. You probably were.
Then yes.
But no, I don't.
I haven't drank
I
since
remember.
the movie, and that was like 2 beers.
Stop making stories up about
All
me
right.
in your head.
Fax that to me, and so I can mess with it.
Okay.
Just the voting ballot part.
Does Casey
That's
still
what I
have
want.
one?
Mr. Mayor,
Got it.
Yes.
just want to let you know, Mr. Danob was in earlier looking for you. Just want to let you know.
Supposed to be on
Okay. What did you want?
I have no idea.
Okay, I appreciate it, Esquire.
Yep, no worries. Also, I've been following up with Casey. I've got the contracts ready to go. I just need the details. I'm just waiting on Miss Casey and
So let's
Athena
try
to
this in
have their
Casey
meetings.
Sleepwalk.
When is that gonna happen?
No, just the aliens.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
What was that
I'll
sound?
get with him.
Okay.
That's because they're
Just want to
trying
let you know.
see what the hell's
No worries. I appreciate it.
figure out what the hell's going on in there.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay,
For
I'm-
me.
Really,
Don't
what?
forget to eat and drink.
I won't. I'm gonna go take a little walk before I take a nap.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Tell Al.
Alfredo.
I almost called him Alfred. I don't know why. Alfredo.
The driver from Batman.
Yeah. That I'll come by tomorrow.
Are
Get
you
him
saying you're
hired back on.
Batman?
I wish I am Batman. I wish I was. I'd be $1 billion philanthropist that fights crime and gets all the ladies. I guess I just need to start fighting crime and then it'll be true.
Wait, I thought you were married to the Constitution. Where are the ladies?
I am, but I get all the ladies. They love the Constitution.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't have time for shit, to be honest with you.
I'll be back. I gotta go.
Okay.
But I'm going to go on a nice little walk.
Enjoy.
Yep,
Buy
you
some more
too. You
clothes.
too. Yeah, say again?
Buy some more clothes.
Oh, I need to get out of this, huh? You don't like my halfway Canadian tuxedo?
I've seen it.
All right.
What would I haven't seen that outfit. Cute, Amber.
Guess it. How you doing, Kelly?
Good. Today was supposed to be Creamery Day, but meeting. I was not expecting that. I was supposed to work on posters, so that way I have one. So when I'm selling PMS Russian bleeders, I have my own, and then Jerry's already got his ready.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's my first collaboration. I love it. Super exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, and the mayor told me to mention it to you, Casey. He wants to hold a career fair next
Okay.
Saturday before the council meeting. So that is something that's going to have to be discussed with all the business owners to see who would like to be here to represent their business.
Okay.
And I can deal with reaching out to the government departments to ask the same thing.
Okay. I will. So want me to put a poster together to.
I've already started for the career fair, so this is just reaching out to them privately, and then whoever
Okay.
wants to be involved, their name gets added. Like career fair, city hall, these are the businesses, they're looking for employees. Come meet them, get yourself a job.
Okay.
Do I get whiskey if I sign up?
What are you hiring for?
Personal bodyguard
You're
from two abusive best friends.
security.
You already
bailiff,
have
super
2
churches,
jobs though.
Deputy. You don't need a bodyguard.
I do need a bodyguard. I feel threatened.
I did not expect anyone to want to sign up as like a personal entity, but sure.
I mean, why can't I just sign up and get a free alcohol anyway?
We're not giving people whiskey for signing up.
Why? I'll make them sign up. What are you gonna do? Give them lollipops instead?
No. No.
That's fucked up. Sign up for
Kelly.
security. Here's a bottle of whiskey. Enjoy your day.
Why?
Just
Bryce
the
said you were
person
looking
with
for
it.
the mayor. You just missed him.
Are you serious?
He literally just walked out the door.
Is he coming back or is
He's
he
going for
leaving?
a walk. And then he might go to bed.
Okay.
He has a lot of legislation to work on later.
Oh, well, I mean, his talk can wait. I need to talk to you also.
Okay.
We'll go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really need to be private.
President job fair.
Okay.
I had an idea.
I don't give alcohol.
Okay.
You got the ice cream shop now, right?
Kelly Cat's Creamery. You can read it on the map.
Yeah, I can hardly hear you.
One on Cold Peaceful.
Kelly Cat's Creamery. You can find it on the map.
When are you going to? Do you open it?
That Wednesdays and Sundays are supposed to be my creamery days, but I got dragged into a meeting. But yes, I do want to open. I just need my flyers. So today is supposed to be like flyer making day.
What time do you plan on opening?
You know, people have actually been coming by. I don't advertise, but people show up.
Oh, because I was thinking that I got the fun idea maybe that can bring some people down.
Well, I mean, last Sunday I had like over 2 dozen people.
What?
Yeah, last Sunday I had like 2 dozen people. Like 12 showed up at once, and then people just kept coming throughout the night. I was open for like 8 hours.
Well, I was gonna say put up a flyer saying come down and take the Victorine census survey and get a free popular. What's your most popular drink?
So everyone who takes the survey gets a free drink?
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Well, I mean, technically they're not paying anything. I tell them we're not using the register officially yet. Once we have our
Well,
soft serve
I got
opening, that's
$393 on me, so however many that would buy.
Oh, so you're gonna pay for it ahead of time, like you're gonna open a tab.
Well, I mean, ahead of time or afterwards, it doesn't matter.
They say that can buy anywhere between like 30 to 60. And that's I'm also.
Can you talk a little louder?
I am talking.
Are you really?
Yeah, is this better?
That's much better. Thank you so much.
Oh, I think I was just talking out of the side of my mouth. Sorry.
That's okay. So, what were you saying?
That would buy anywhere between like 30 to 60 drinks because we're also working on the numbers. Do you know
Okay,
it costs
well-
like almost $20 to make an ice cream sundae?
What's your most popular thing you sell?
I think PMS Rush. So we're doing a combo with Burger Shot.
So why don't you just come down, take the census survey, and get PMS'd?
And get PMS for free?
Yeah. Maybe that'll bring some people down. It's part of my mission. It's all part of my mission. Part of what helping out the
Please
local
tell me you're
businesses,
not trying to
trying to
attract.
get the word out.
Please tell me you're not
What'd
trying to
you say?
attract the Italians. Because
Okay.
the survey.
And if it does,
I'm not serving them.
look, listen. I don't want to live in a city where I'm afraid to do stuff.
Oh no, I'm not
And
afraid. I just don't like them,
well,
and
okay.
I'm not going to give them anything.
Oh, okay. Well, it's your right to refuse service to anyone you want.
Yeah, but then they'll want to know why. Remember, I can't let them know that I know. So I'm happy
Well-
that they haven't been coming down. So it's not
Yeah.
been an issue. I just would really
Yeah.
rather they not. Like, let the detectives get the ball rolling with this witness.
Yeah, but we need to continue to go on as usual.
Yeah, but if I don't want to give them service, well, why? It's not like you know us anymore. Do you have any reason? Like, I don't want them to think anything's up. So as long as they stay away from me and I don't have to be friendly to them,
Now, see, I would serve them even if they came down.
I'd spit in it.
Because
that's, like, so
there
wrong.
you go. Well, you can
That's
do
so
that.
wrong.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. Like I said, service with a smile and that you know that you're getting
A
back. at
sludgy with a loogie. Like,
them. Yeah. And you tell you put some of Kelly's special creamery in that.
God, this is why I have trainees. I'll just let my trainees do it.
There you go. There you go. Well, if you want to do it, then
But as soon as they're
Let's
hit with
do it.
charges, they're so never coming back.
I agree. Hopefully, they're never coming back. Period.
If only. In an ideal world.
I do need to know if you want to do this tonight or not.
Let me work on the flyers. Like, I definitely want the flyers. So, like, is there any... Because I'm also open on Sundays.
Okay, well, we can do it on Sunday.
Yeah, because then it gives me time to get them done. Because I was working on a lot for the mayor, so he has a draft for his career fair. And then I was finalizing the parties so that way... Events, right? Perspective. The City Hall events, so all March is going to be packed. We got a career fair, a masquerade, a science party. Like, nothing but giving back to the community, bringing something else to do other than congregate in front of a PO.
Well, I'll round it up to an even $500 then.
Oh, that would be such a nice tip.
No,
See, you
it's
should
not
do
a
this
tip.
on, like, a soft serve
It's
opening.
not a tip.
It's a tip.
I'll
That's such
send
a nice tip.
$500
Thank you.
worth
I
of free
appreciate
drinks.
it.
Don't eat yellow snow. There's your tip.
Ew!
See, that's a
Who
good tip.
eats
isn't
that?
it?
It's not
People might.
It's not lemonade.
They might think it's like make a lemon flavored snow cone or
No,
something.
sniff it.
Who dropped this lemon flavored snow cone?
Yeah, in the middle of winter, I'm getting a snow cone. Oh my god, it just happened to
Maybe
spill right
someone
here.
is going to the snow cone booth and they drop the lemon juice that makes it lemony.
Yeah, and it's in a weird line too.
Yeah. Well, see, that's good advice then. See, that's your tip. You get the profits from the sale there, young lady.
Most people tip. Just saying.
Oh, and by the way, you used to owe me a billboard too, a flyer.
Yeah, I'm doing them for 500, so you get two.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think
That's what
1,000 is just like
bargain.
way too high to ask for. I really do. And I kind of like flyer making.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, they said that. Do you know if the mayor's coming back?
I told you he's going out for a walk, and then he's got legislation to write. And he was yawning, so it's like give or take. He can either come back in here and do his legislation tonight or do it tomorrow. But given the fact that he
Alright.
wanted like a city hall employee to pick up their keys tomorrow, I feel like he's back in business tomorrow. But I mean, you can always stop by
Okay.
after the storm and just check. It doesn't hurt.
Well, who's starting the election?
The mayor.
Yeah, so you can't be going to bed.
It starts tomorrow.
Oh, it starts tonight at midnight.
What?
Yeah, it starts tonight at midnight.
Why do you think that?
Because it's tonight at midnight is Thursday, so 48 hours is Friday.
As long as it ends before the council meeting. So if we were to start it at noon, it would end Saturday at noon before the council meeting. It just has to end before the council meeting. That's the main thing. So that way there's time to tally the votes.
Don't mind me. I
Mm,
like cuddling with
okay.
this bench.
That's okay. Brooke slept under one. Just seems to be a boy
Hey.
thing.
Okay, you be you, Bryce.
At least curl up in a comfortable. That looks so uncomfortable, Bryce.
Yes, it does. It look very uncomfortable. I don't think I can watch that.
Bryce, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, hey, what's that behind you?
And he's out.
Make sure you let me know what time. You want to do that Sunday?
Okay. I have your PO, so I'll write you if anything changes.
What?
I have your PO, so I'll write you if anything changes.
Cool. I realize that means at that point I'll have your PO.
Unless I write you from city.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you loophole with the tip, huh?
Yeah, Yellowstone.
There's my loophole. Time now.